Then from the van journey to the prison. Am I gonna get like beat up? Am I gonna get tucked in? You seen Meme Machine with Vinnie Jones? I had to jump so high to miss a tackle. I would have been dead. 1 year ago, I was sitting in a prison cell. And now I've just finished a Champions League final. Oh, look at Messi. He's sitting down. He looked like a little...
Yo, what's going on, people? It's your boy Adebayo Akinfenwa, and welcome back to another episode of the Beast Mode On podcast. Today, I already know it's going to be lively because this individual is one of the most funniest in the game. But don't get it twisted, because his career was no joke. He scored a hat-trick on his Premier League debut. Yeah? He was one of Arsenal's youngest players. And he also played in the Champions League final. Give enough Beast Mode love for my guy, Mr. Jermaine Pennant. How you doing, my brother?
I'm good, brother.
Yeah?
I'm good. Thank you. I
was waiting for that. All right, listen. Before we get started on this show, what we do is we like to give their flowers. We like to salute. So when we had Jermaine Jenas come on now, he was talking hella noise about, your fantasy.
Yeah.
Your fantasy. He said you're very into it and that. But see, what we wanted to do here is we wanted to kind of give you something. So when you have like a good week, you'll kind of just be like, hey, listen, JJ, I don't play. So what we done here now is we gave you your own personalized fantasy mug out here, brother, because that's from Beast Mode to you out here.
Nice, brother.
Let him know. So when you shut it down now, brother, you let him know you're about that knowledge.
Well, he's lost this week. We do forfeits every week to the game, I've beat him. This is the fourth week in a row I've beat him.
Let him know.
So I'll have a nice little brew in this, and he's going to look at it.
All right, well, next time you see the show, I'm going to see that now, and they'll be
look
like,
at it.
Yeah, the tears on my face. Yeah.
Tears, bruv, some of that.
Love it. All right, so that's from us to you, my brother.
Thank you, appreciate it.
All right, cool. Listen, getting into this, and I've always said this, right? The reason why I love doing this is because I just like having open, frank conversations. And I said this before we went on camera, but you're certified, and this ain't really a question. This is more of a statement. So I know we go and we wax lyrically nowadays, but I just want to go on record to say how good you was as a kid. So at 15 years old, you get bought for 2 million from Notts County by Arsenal. You won the FA Youth Cup 2 years in a row, back to back. And so of course, maybe the new generation don't kind of realise, because we do. We know the Max Downlands, we know the Lamine Yamals. But I just want to say, before we go anywhere, but that's certified. So because you can't go past it by looking at that Arsenal era. Do you know what I'm saying? So just talk me through, what's that like, being at Notts County, being a wonder kid, Arsenal coming in and paying like that sort of money. I'm talking about back then. Just talk me through, just as on a player's point of view.
When you're at that age, you don't really focused on that side of things. It doesn't. The 2 million bracket didn't even resonate with me properly. Yeah. I didn't really understand it. But the opportunity and the chance to leave Notts County and play for a huge club like Arsenal was exciting. The thought of playing in the Premier League and that dream actually coming true. Something I've done as a little kid actually finally happening on the biggest stage. So I was just excited as one would be, as a young boy would be.
So my son's 15 now, total airhead, love him to bits, but he's an airhead. Do you know what I'm saying? So when I put it into, and that's when I was doing this research on that, and I look at him and listen, we know when you're young, you're fearless. So did football come just easy to you? And I don't ever like to do that as a disservice to say that you didn't grind, but being Notts County, knowing that you was just better than the players at Notts County. No disrespect to Notts County, but was your whole, you touched on exciting. Was football easy up until 15?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember when I would play football from as soon as I can walk. I'd kick anything around, from socks to the little washing machine things that you put in your washing machine, the ball things where you put the liquid in the house. I used to kick that around in the kitchen, make goals, and just anything I could find I'd play football with, and I'd be always out with my football boots and a ball, just wandering the streets at times. I think about 6, my dad took me to the beach and he threw me this ball and I controlled it and volleyed it back to him. And he thought he saw a ghost. That's his expression, was like, what the...
Yeah.
So he'd done it like a few times to see if it was a one-off fluke. You know, sometimes your kids do something. You go,
Yeah, yeah.
Where did you get that from?
My kids haven't even done that.
Yeah.
By saying that.
So he you know, done it a few times, and that's when he realised, oh shit, my son's good at football.
Yeah.
And then ever since from then, I was just playing football whenever I can. I was about probably 9, and I used to train with my dad's team. And then it literally just blossomed from when I was about obviously 7, my first little local team, and then ever since then I just went on the trajectory. Went to Forest, didn't work out there because of my, probably professionalism. I was always late, and when I was young, and my parents didn't drive a car, so sometimes, and then I went to Notts County, and then from there it just took off, and I was always the best player at Notts County.
All right, so listen, I've heard this many times. I know you as well. So your debut, it was colourful in regards to the lead up. I mean, look, you scored a hat-trick. So talk to me about the infamous, what you did the night before, and then what you did on game day.
Well, the thing is, I joined signed on my 16th birthday, left when I was around 15, the deal got done, but I signed on my 16th birthday. And I was in the squad, but I've not played a game for about 5 years in their first team. I was with the youth development, and then around 18, I went into the changing rooms. And still didn't make it. Made a few appearances, but never a start. I was like, I was getting really frustrated because, like I said, this one kid, I heard all the noise, I seen it on the papers, and I'm thinking, okay, yeah, not too long until I break through.
Yeah.
But it took like 4 or 5 years to actually get a debut, and that was very frustrating. So
sorry, because why? I know, but because I played, but
why did it take so long?
Both. Let me know your mind frame, because you walked into a team with the Henrys, the Bergkamps. Like, I'm talking about household names. And so talk to me just that period. You don't have to go so long-winded, but that 4 years, what was yours?
4 to 5. So obviously the initial period, 16, I get it, with the youth set up, academy go through, doing, we won our age FA Youth Cup and the year above, because some of our players played for the year above as well. That would have been Jay, Barford and all that lot, and Stacky would have played in their team, and we won the Youth Cup with them as well, and then won and then moving to the first team. So you're training then every week in, week out, and I can remember Arsenal always used to, in the training games, always used to play me against Ashley Cole to, because he thought, right, who's going to give him the most, you're going to give him the most trouble.
Yeah.
And it was always hard as well, because he's the best left back we've ever had. So Arsenal's had. So it was a tough little games, but I did do well. And I thought, well, I'm training well, I'm playing well in training games and all this, like in the reserves. When am I gonna start seeing a bit of first team action?
Yeah.
And my attitude and professionalism wasn't great. The way I came from, it wasn't great. So I'd get frustrated. So on a Saturday, I wouldn't be training, or I'm in training, wouldn't be playing, go out. So I just got frustrated, and I couldn't try and stay on that road, on that path of to stay professional, because it was so years and years of not getting that chance. So when that opportunity came, I was like, okay, I'm not going to play. I'm going to just, what I've probably done all the time, maybe come on for 5 minutes here and there, because the team was still strong. I had Perez in there, Henry, Canu, you name it. I had all the top boys that players. I thought, I'm going to be just on the bench. I may get 5 minutes. And then there's this FHM party at Emporium. And FHM back then was, whoo,
yeah.
It
For
was
those that don't know about FHM, Google it, because I ain't even going to say it now, but
it's elites.
Yeah.
It's elite for your eyes.
Yeah.
It's elite.
Adults only. Let me just put that out there.
18 plus. We gamble dog. Anyway, so I was like, oh, this is going to be fire.
Yeah.
The thing, Coley wanted in the team. So he was going, you had Vanazza, they was all going. But I was the only one in this. I was like, oh no, I've got FOMO.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, boys, I tried to make a case like I was a lawyer or something. I was like, trying to put, boys, but check this out. If I come and I leave by 11:30 and I'm home by midnight.
That means I've got 8 hours, 9 hours
Yeah,
sleep.
I said, technically, I'm not going to be at home. If I was at home right now, I won't be sleeping until 1 or 2 because that was it. So if I go in for 12, it's fine. No, there's arguing. No, if someone sees you out, you're going to be in, you're finished. You're done.
Yeah.
If someone sees you out, goes, no one will see you out. Bro, you're Jermaine Pennant, you're playing for Arsenal, you know, everyone knows you in London, blah, 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 X, Y, Z. And it's FHM, there's going to be press there. Are you dumb?
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I won't drink though. I'll just try to figure out any excuse, any angle.
Once you made your mind up, man, you made your mind up.
So they was fuming with me and like they tried to like lock me in somehow in the apartment. But and they got the cabs and they left. So then I phoned a cab, got a taxi, met them there. Bowled in about 5 or 10 minutes later. They all saw me and was like, you knob.
Yeah.
What? And they ignored me for about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Try and prove a point. I was like, boy, don't worry, I'm not going to drink. A couple of hours go by. I have one. By this time, they're kind of juiced. They're nice. Yeah. So they forgot about...
They're merry.
So they forgot about the instance. They forgot about everything. And they're like, oh, burn, you stupid. Ooh, like a bit wavy. So I'm going, all right, let's have one. Yeah, it's like cheeky. Wait. Pop one down. Oh, that case had a good on the lips. Like, at the same time, this party is going off.
Yeah, all right, cool.
There's chicken wings everywhere. There's bits and
bobs. But trust me, I feel you. I get it.
So then I have one more. And then, yeah, do you know when you have one, you have two, and your brain processing's not working or functioning as properly as it should be.
You're there, man. You're all in now, buddy.
So, that's it. You know, I've got all my chips. I've gone all in.
You've gone all in. You've gone all in.
Hoping for an ace to come out. So, yeah, I've ended up getting a little bit Lionel Messi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a bit...
Yeah.
And I think I got home around 4 or 5 a.m. and probably slept at 6. So I had to meet at Four Seasons Hotel at Canary Wharf. That was where the team meeting was and the
you do
breakfast,
pre-match,
all of that. So I've got to be there at 11:30. I think so. I go sleep. I probably had like 5 hours, 4.5 to 5 hours sleep to go straight across to there, and I'm feeling like death. I'm like, oh, bro. I'm like, oh, I've got a game today. I can't do this. But in my mind, I was like, do you know what? Just get through this day. You're going to be on the bench. If you come on for 15 minutes, you can do that.
By that time,
You can do that. So it does a team in, and you know, like the hotel bottles of water, I'm just constantly going, just like down.
Did the other players know?
No, because I wouldn't speak to anyone. So when they were speaking to me, I was like,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You don't want to smell this alcohol.
Yeah.
You don't want to smell pure vodka because I'll get you drunk.
Yeah.
So I just avoided all contacts. I was down looking around, and we have the team meeting, and I'm sitting next to Patrick Vieira, and Arsene gives out the team, pulls the sheet back, and team bang, 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 and then on the right it said Pennant, and I looked at it and I thought it said Parlour, and I went, oh no, that's me.
So did Arsenal only pick the team day of the game?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So
that, man.
Hate that.
So that's what made it work. See, if we'd have said on Friday, I would have gone out. So I'm blaming Arsene.
I ain't gonna lie, I blame him too, man.
Because if
let me know so I don't go out and drink.
There you go, so I can prep, so I can prepare well, eat good food. So then he said, Pennant, I was like, oh my God, no.
Who was you playing?
Southampton.
Oh, Southampton,
Southampton at home at Highbury. And I was sitting next to Pat, and he looked over at me and went, Jermaine, this is your time. And I was like, in my head, I went, yeah, cheers, Pat. In my head, I was going, Pat, it's not, bro. It's not my time. I don't want to be here right now, Patrick. And I'll be honest, I was shitting it.
All right.
I was shitting it for the next 3 or 4 hours. I was shitting it. I was thinking, what am I going to do? Think of a way to get out of this. How am I, like, what? Just all scenarios. What if I fall over? What if I can't run because I feel like I could just taste pure vodka.
Yeah, man. I hear you.
And then Arsene was giving me instructions, and I was looking down, and he must have thought I was shit scared. But I was just looking down like this. Because I don't want him to smell pure alcohol just like oozing out of me. And I was thinking, all right, I've got a plan. Pull your hammy. 25 minutes, pretend your hammy's gone or something. Just so
But once you're out there, man. You shit, you shit.
Yeah, but I didn't want to be shit and like, ruin future. Like, yeah, he can't hack it or not a good debut.
I get you.
So I was thinking, if I pull a injury, pull my hammy, 20 minutes, I just like, just do one of them ones.
Bad.
That's what my plan was.
No.
The plan was that. It's like, just so the ball comes to me, just give it, look for Thierry, just give it him. Just let him deal with everything. And he set me up for the first goal. I think I scored. Might not be the first goal or the second goal. I can't remember. But I scored one after like 20 minutes. And I was like, oh, thank God.
Mad. God had your back. Bad.
I know, right? I was like, thank God. All right. 30 minutes, just come off. One goal, 30-minute periods, boom. You're live.
Don't get better.
You're live. And then I score a second goal from Kanu's shot. I head the ball in. I was like, half time. Just go over to the physio and say you feel something a little tight. Maybe you can't come out of the second half. Score hat trick. I was like, bro, I'm playing 9 minutes. I stayed on that. I can stay off the rest of the game. Yeah. I can fall over. I can trip. I can boot the ball in Rosette. I can do anything. I scored a hat trick. Yeah. So I just stayed on and just got through it. Just got through it.
Let me ask a question, just player to player, because that's the worst thing is I wasn't a big drinker. But I used to go out. Do you know what I'm saying? And it was the sleep thing. So
yeah,
we can get with 5 hours sleep, but if you're drinking and that, so was that a blessing and a curse because you did something that you shouldn't have and got clean away with it? To be fair, actually second your mindset of shit, I'm gonna do shit my way. And was that a blessing or a curse, or was that just I got lucky with that? Boom, let me stay on track.
Yeah, I got lucky with it. I think I got lucky with it. I don't think I did it again in a game. I would do it in training. We've got training. I'll go out and train and block X, Y, Z. But in a big competitive game like that, I learned the lesson. I didn't do it again because, like I said, at that time I got lucky with it. But next time, it might not go so well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you mentioned already Vieira, Henry, Bergkamp. You ready? That's the elite. So when you're a winger, you've come in. How good was Henry?
He was magic. It was magic. Like I said, when I first got there, you had Overmars, Emmanuel Petit, Vieira, Bergkamp, Perez, Sylvan-Waltord, Lundberg, Henry, and an early stage Nicholas and Nelka. All these when I got there, so that was who I was battling against. Right. And that's what now I wonder why it took so long to try and break through. But going to your question, Henry, he was, even when he gave 80% in training, he was still the best player there. He was when he turned up.
Yeah.
He was just, the things you do would just be stupid. He was powerful. He was quick, skill. He had all that. He could finish in any way, shape, or form. The only person I think could rival him at that in that era was Dennis Bergkamp.
Okay.
That's the only person. But apart from him, Thierry Henry was on the next level. He was just so good.
But the maddest thing is, because outside looking in, so of course I'm a Liverpool man, innit? And I remember that Arsenal team. It was all purpose. So even down to Kanu, my fellow Nigerian brother and that. What was, because I see him do stuff that man do in the cage.
Yeah.
That he was doing. So if you're saying Henry was just next levels, the next one was like Kanu. What's the energy like in the changing room when them man are just, and for you, we touched on you being a wonder kid. What was you around that? Did it make you be like, look, I'm among it, or no shit, there is levels and I'm just...
Yeah, there is levels.
Okay.
Yeah, because when I broke through, it was daunting because, like I said, you saw some of the stuff that they was doing week in, week out, in training, in games, and I was like, yeah, these men on a level, and I only can learn. I was still young, so I thought, all right, I can, be there. I can try and get up to those levels at some point in my career. I'm learning from the best, one of the best coaches, Arsene Wenger. For development-wise, it's fantastic. But Kanu, you used to have a look at his boots sometimes. I think he's got Velcro. Rather, he wouldn't leave his. He just. I've never seen anyone manipulate a ball so close control like he can. It was ridiculous, and his infamous flick that he would do over his head. The amount of people who would do it, you know, he's coming. You know what he's going to do, but you couldn't stop it. It was so slick and so neat. The chops that he had. He was a fun player to watch.
Yeah.
He was fun.
Sorry, just to cut you, like, look, I've been in change rooms, of course, not to the elite to that, but been in change rooms. What's the dynamics? What was the dynamics like in the change room?
Well, it was funny because you had obviously the French boys, you know, kind of being themselves.
Yeah.
And then you had the good old, you had Razor, Ray Parler, Tony Adams, Keown, you know, Lee Dixon, Winterburn, all those kind of old school fellas. And then you have a few of the, you know, Dennis Bergkamp and Lundberg and those. It was a good gel. It wasn't like proper where you may get now, like you get the Spanish or the Italians over there sticking together.
Right.
No, it was kind of, everyone was involved.
How were they with the young pups? Because I'm going to touch on Fabregas and that. So how was they? Because you, Colt, so there must have been like a...
You had a little click. Yeah. So it's like, obviously, I was always with Coley. But I tell you, it was good. Patrick was good.
Right.
He would always be like the big brother.
Okay.
Like if I wasn't pulling my weight or I came in late or I don't, he would tell me.
Right.
He would, like, you know, and it wouldn't be nice.
Right.
Like,
right.
I'm going to get beat up here. You're like, take time, Pat, man. I'm only 10 minutes late. That was my process. But he was going in. I was like, all right, Pat.
Yeah.
But it would also give you your flowers. If you did something good, he would praise you and, like, you know, say more of that. And you think, oh, yeah, shit, Patrick Vieira just gave me something. Yeah, I feel good. Thierry was a little bit of like your fun brother, the Joker.
Oh, was he?
Always, yeah.
He looked like he's serious sometimes, like he don't play games.
No.
Like.
In games and all that, yeah. But in the changing room, you'd have Banter would come over and, you know, talk things. Me and Collie used to go Wagamamas after training. Would go Selfridges Wagamamas. Would pop down there. So it was like, you know, you could chill with.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't think that, but they're cool. It was cool
nice,
with me. Yeah,
good balance,
nice
good culture.
Yeah.
So what was? So we touched on the young bucks when Fabregas came through. When Cesc Fabregas come through, like, did you know he was special? Because now he's younger than you, innit?
He's younger than me. Do you know what? We knew he was a good player, but I didn't think that he would become to be what he has become.
All right, talk to me.
No, he was just a good player.
Good
player,
but
he just came, and I think he was, you know, young and shy and still growing.
Right.
You know, it would have been like, what, when I was, cause he's definitely younger than me, so he'd probably been about 14, 15.
Okay.
And, you know, we'll train and whatnot, and you'd see, yeah, he's got a good ability, but you know, he needs to strengthen up a little bit and maybe a little bit. But he just got his chance, and the next minute he just flourished into this absolutely world-class little midfielder. Like I said, you know, going to be good players because Arsenal and, you know, he signs quality players, and you could see glimpses in training and all that. But to get to where he's got to, you know, you got to take your hat off. Yeah, well done, brother. Well done.
I hear that. All right, so you went out on loan to like Watford, Leeds. What was the conversation between you and Arsene Wenger at that time where it was like, I ain't getting enough minutes or I ain't getting enough act right? What was the conversation?
Well, I think my first loan move was to Watford. I think I was 18 or 19. And it was more like, look, Watford are interested. Would you like to go out and get some first team football? And I was like, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's all, because that's all I wanted to do now. Yeah. I've been here like four years, grafting away, 3 or 4 years grafting away now. I think the youth development, I'm not going to benefit from that playing there any longer. So this will be a great stepping stone to see if I can handle it against the men and in, you know, proper competitive league format.
Watford was in the champ.
Watford's in the champ, yeah.
Yeah, no.
So that happened. I think Vialli was the manager, Janko Vialli. And yeah, it was a great experience. I thought I did well. And yeah, that's how that came about.
So then when your time kind of came up, it ran its course, do you remember the conversation you had with the manager?
At Arsenal? You know what? That it didn't really. We didn't have the conversation. It was. I went on loan to Birmingham. Steve Bruce was the manager, and I was like to my agent, I just need to get
I
out.
just need to get out.
I need to get out because this is not healthy for me. This is not healthy. Me not playing professional competitive football at this age now is not healthy for me. I'm just gonna lose my head. I'm gonna get myself in trouble like I am doing. I'm gonna do stupid things. I'm gonna go out. I'm not gonna be professional. That's not what I've wanted to do my whole life. But I didn't have the attitude. I didn't have the professionalism to just when things ain't going well like that, you're not playing, to keep going. I need something to let out. I need to find something to keep me grounded. And unfortunately, I turned to that. You know, people turn to drugs, people turn to gambling, people turn to drinking. I went out.
Of course, you leave Arsenal to go to Birmingham, and 2 months after that, you get arrested. So I look back at the Arsenal thing. Do you have any regrets leaving Arsenal at the time?
I don't have regrets leaving Arsenal because me leaving Arsenal, the path that I took got me to the thing that I've dreamt about since I was a little boy, is playing for Liverpool.
Right.
Got me to play for my boyhood team, that team that I've supported since I got into football. So I can't say I regret leaving Arsenal because that came about. But I do regret the manner that I left Arsenal.
Okay.
It was literally based on me, you know, getting arrested, drink driving. I didn't know this at the time, but the week prior, they was setting up a new contract for me at Arsenal.
Okay.
Then a week later, that incident happened, and then they pulled the contract and done a deal with Birmingham for them to take me on loan, for them to ultimately sign me.
Okay. All right. So, mad, because even when I was doing the research for this and finding out that, so you signed for Birmingham, you didn't know you was getting arrested once you signed for Birmingham, or you did?
No, I knew I got arrested, and there was a court date, you know, in April of the incident.
Okay.
So signed, you know, all the way through, and on loan, and then the club knew and I knew that there was going to be a court date to come up. Did I know there was going to slam me in the book and make an example of me and send me to prison? Absolutely not.
Right.
I thought, all right, I'm going to get, you know, community service or suspended sentence or whatever, you know, maximum. Everyone around me thought that.
Yeah.
My barrister thought that. And they made an example. And as that happened, the worst thing that I could have dreamt of happened. And I just straight away thought, that's it, I'm done. My career's done. What am I going to do?
All right. Talk to me through just that, because I'm hearing you speak, and brother, I know we've come from certain areas, but football's our get out. We get out there and we never think that nothing we're going to do is going to take us to that place that we never want to be. So you've made it out, you've been the wonderkid, you've been the heights, and it's just that feeling of when they say, yeah, man, you're going down, you're going. I beg, let me know that heart, you know, what's that like? First night there. And I know you're battling, I know you battling with, not only is, but I ain't gonna play football, the thing I love. What's that first night like?
Well, when the judge went right, custodial sentence, 3 months, I'll be honest, it didn't even resonate. I was in a state of shock. I was like, this is not happening. Is there a way they can like appeal? I was just thinking. Yeah. And the crime of the guards coming in and then pushing me, not pushing me, but taking me into the van. Then from the van to journey to the prison. I was like, is this really happened? I was like, what am I going to do? How am I even going to... I was picturing, you know, like when you watch the films?
Straight away, that's what I went to.
So like, am I going to get like beat up? Am I going to get tucked in? Am I going to like make an example? Am I going to be on the, you know, am I going to get, wet up in the showers, and all these things running from my head for you to watch these films. I've never been inside, so I don't ever, And I was thinking, oh boy, I'm done in. And then I got there. They sent me into they when I got and then checked in, they said, "Do you want to share or do you want your own?" I was like, well, I don't know. I said, I thought, yeah, I'd share because I don't want to be bored. I don't want to be sitting in a cell on my own. And then the officer went,
"Butter, what? You see them films?
Yeah.
The first thing you do if you're shit, you got to punch him in the face."
But
I've seen the films.
I know it. I don't want to be bored. Man, I just didn't know. But then the officer looked at me and went,
"Oh shit!
I advise you not to." I went, "Okay, I won't share."
Oh my!
And then so I had my single cell. And then that first night, I can remember I didn't cry. I think I cried the 4th day in.
Okay.
As in, like the first 2 or 3 days was just pure shock.
Right.
I was still numb. I was still like, what has just happened? My surroundings, what am I in? Look who I'm with. It was pure shock. And then like once that kind of went away, I kind of just broke down. I was like, what have I done with my life? How have I got here? I was playing for Arsenal. I was playing in the Premier League. I was setting up Esky for goals. I was doing all, celebrating my fans at the world at my feet at one stage. How am I sitting in a prison cell? Like I'm some terrorist, murderer, rapist. Because that's who I was amongst. I wasn't in no little prison. I was in a Category A prison, which is for the worst offenders out there. I was just like, wow. I thinking there is no way back. Even when I come out of here in a month's time, trying to do half your sentence, who is going to sign me? I've just got this label now. Who is going to sign me?
But the maddest thing is, I'm hearing you talk and I'm trying to put myself in the position of what you're going through and being in a box going from exactly that, having the world, close your eyes and can just smell the grass, smell thousands of people calling your name, walking in and everything just being adhered to you. Because that's what football, it's a bubble. And then to be like, close your eyes, and I get when you say 3 days of shock, like, but this ain't real. This is a nightmare. Wake me up. But just a few things, and this is genuinely curiosity, like what was the point in that period where you was like, but I've got to knuckle down, as in to get through this 4 weeks? What was that? What made you, or what helped you get through there? Was you able to train? Was you able to kick ball? What was that?
Well, yeah, they let me go gym morning and afternoon when you're only supposed to like one session a day or something. But I was allowed out every day, like twice a day.
Okay.
And so that, and then there was a little activity like a football game that would play. So I joined in that, which was absolutely outrageous. It was like, you seen Meme Machine with Vinnie Jones? I swear to God, it was like that.
I swear down.
Yeah, I can remember I had to jump so high to miss a tackle. I would have been dead. Guy, I don't know if he wanted to make an example, but this guy came diving in like it was UFC. So yeah, there was stuff like that. But what also, kind of like, it was not only thinking, oh, I'm going to lose my football, my career. It was just my freedom. Just those things where I sat back and I was like, I can never take freedom for granted again. There's no little stupid things, just like friends and family and all of this. All of those emotions come pouring in. I was doing loads of writing to my family and to my partner at the time and fans as well. But writing in saying, oh, don't worry, you'll bounce back in, we're with you in all this and nice stuff. And I was just writing to people, which kind of helped and all that. And I got some news when I was in there, which said, right, I've got another chance. So on the phone with my manager, and he said, Birmingham was happy with your loan move. Actually, there was over the moon with your loan move. They want to make it permanent.
While you was in prison?
While I was in prison.
Jeez, that's Steve Bruce.
Steve Bruce. So they was doing a deal for me to, when I come out, sign the deal and make it permanent. I agreed, obviously.
Yeah.
I didn't even ask wages.
Yeah.
They could have said, "Would pay you some KPP nuts and a couple of cans and a couple of cans of Coke a week?" I said, "Yeah, done. Sign me up, bro." You know what I mean? I would have took it. So didn't even ask. I didn't care. But it was quite decent.
It was a decent thing, yeah.
Yeah, for where the situation I was in, I was like, cool. So done that deal, and then Steve Bruce came and visited me
in prison.
In prison.
I always, the reason why I'm gonna say the reason I know that, because Gareth Ainsworth did something similar to me when I was a point. Not many people know this, but it was a point in my life where Gareth Ainsworth came to see me, and for me, that bond, I don't feel I can ever repay him at that point. You know what I'm saying? I can't ever repay him. Just nobody else has to know. It was just something that he knew that was going on in my life. What was that like when Steve Bruce came to see you in prison? Was it just, I'm that good, my man needs me to help his team, or is it beyond that?
It's beyond that. The thing with Steve Bruce, what's magic is that he's good at managing people. So he knew I was a great player. He knew, you what I could offer his team is valuable. Is a great little player could have, and he knew my background. He knew what I come from. He knew the troubles that I faced. He knew me as a person, so he knew what would work for me, which was a bit of love, a bit of TLC, arm around the shoulder. And him coming was just to say, "You're not abandoned. You're all right. There's anything we can do," which is like your father coming.
Yeah.
That's the figure I looked up in, like to this day. Yeah, Steve Bruce is my stepdad. My man, and like I said, that I'm forever grateful to Birmingham, to giving me the opportunity not only to play football but to play back in the Premier League again. They weren't League One or Championship. It was a Premier League outfit. So for them to, you could say, take a risk and sign me, and for Steve Bruce to come out of his way, out of his day, to come into an establishment like that, where everyone was looking at him. It's big Steve Bruce, big Man United legend. Everyone knew who he was, and everyone was like proper turning their heads around at the table. But he didn't care, and he just told me, "Just you're not long. As soon as you get out, we'll get you back out, and then get you fit, and you get you playing again." And that was probably one of the best things I think I've ever heard in my life.
But what is it like? So you was on tag?
Yeah.
But it's all make me laugh. I'm sorry.
I sound like some absolute criminal, don't I?
I'm sorry. My man put on his shin pads, right? Big man, what boots you got? So, but what's it like playing on tag? So does that mean you couldn't play night games or train at night or what?
So usually when you're on tag, right, you have to be at home at like 7 p.m. That's a standard.
I wouldn't know that. I'm just saying. Thank you for telling me.
Yeah,
I'm a good boy.
So you have to be back at 7 p.m. standardly. So and what the club argued with the authorities is that if he plays away Southampton,
right,
we may not get a night game, which is at 8 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah,
he's not getting back for he's missed all that.
Yeah.
So they said, all right, we'll change it to 12 a.m.
Oh, midnight, yeah.
So we've got to be back at midnight, which was nice because we didn't play away a lot and we didn't, we used once a week.
Yeah.
So Monday to Friday, I was like, that's nice. What time is it? Yo, brother.
You got all the luck, yeah?
I'm in the discotheque right now, boys. Off. It's 11:45. I am cutting.
Who's that? Who's the one that got me back before the pumpkin? Man, yo, it's 11:39, man. God.
Yeah, So that's how that played out, and it was kind of chunky, but I had to actually play with it on. There was no way of like taking it off and putting it back on. So I had to use Nike sent me like a wristband thing, a blue one, because it was obviously a kit, and I just literally put my sock all over the tag and then put the band around the tag so it wouldn't, so it was dead soft, because I think the referees had to check it and see if it, you're not like chain, not like rings, so you have to check it to see if it was safety enough to play, which it was.
So how was your full season? So when you come back, what was your full season like? When you've come out, you know, I don't know if there was chance. What was that? What, new lease of life? Nothing bothered you? Running? Like, what was your first season back for Birmingham in the Prem? What was it like?
At first, it was hard to get back up to speed. You know, from the first game, he just threw me in like within a week later.
Yeah.
And against Spurs at home. And I was like, whoo, I was kind of blowing. And I remember Defoe laughing at me as well, because I had this tag on my thing. You know, he's like just laughing at me. He said, "What are you doing, man?" I was like, "What's that?" I was like, "Yeah, I can't help it." And but I think I lasted like 65 minutes or so, and I came up, but I was blowing, so it was hard to get back into it. And unfortunately, I did get back into it quite quick.
Right.
Fortunately, I got back into it quite quick, but the season didn't go as planned. We ended up getting relegated, which we shouldn't have, because we had a decent team. But I only missed, I don't know how it happened, but I didn't miss many games. So I was in there just for literally 30 days.
Okay, yeah.
So let's just say 4 games I may have missed. And then I was literally playing every other game after that. And on that season, even though we got relegated, I was our best player.
Right.
Performances wise.
Yeah.
I was. And Steve knew that. Birmingham knew that. And ultimately, Liverpool knew that. And they ended up coming in with a bid after everything that's happened.
But so, again, if you're going to write a movie, this is a movie. I'm not even gassing. So, up until, so you pay for Arsenal, you know, the enemy. And I'm joking. You pay for Arsenal, like 15. Yeah. Pay at 15, 2 million Arsenal. Then go to Birmingham. Then go to prison. Get back out of prison. Play in a Prem. Team gets relegated. You do your thing. And then the best team in the world, quote me, the best team. So how did that just?
Well, my first thing before I got sent down was I was good. I was on fire, because I thought I've got a point to prove.
Right.
For when I'd kind of left Arsenal on loan, because it was only a loan deal at the initial period, but I was on fire. Hence why Birmingham wanted to sign me.
Yeah.
And then when I came out and I got up to speed, I was on fire again. I was playing well. And someone at the club who I was kind of close with and friendly with said, "Oh, by the way, I just want to let you know, I shouldn't really be telling you this, but for most of the season so far, Liverpool have sent scouts to watch you." I was like, "Oh, okay." That got me like a little fired up. So me knowing that, every time I played at home, I was like, this has got to be my best game ever.
Yeah.
Just in case they're watching. And in one of the games, Steven Gerrard came up. We played Liverpool, and Steven Gerrard came up to me, and was jogging, and he went, "Jay," I looked at him, "Oh, Steven Gerrard. Who's your agent?" And I was like, "Huh? Hey, who's your agent?" And I went, "His name's Sky." And that's it. He didn't say nothing else. And then he concentrated on the game. The ball went out. So I ran over him to chase him. I ran over and I went, "Do you know him though? Do you know him?"
I want to continue the conversation.
Yeah,
I don't leave me hanging.
Yeah. So he's gone, "Nah, lads, don't, no." And I was like, "Okay." The ball comes in, and I remember Steve Bruce shouting me, because I drift over to the left.
Yeah.
Get back over here. Do you know when you try and shout a dog to come back and he's having none of it? I just couldn't hear him, bro. And I just got sidetracked, yeah, and I went, "Stevie, do you want his number?" Like he's gonna go, "Yeah, let me get my phone out. Yeah.
I'll wait for the end of the game. Like,
I just didn't want to come across me. I went, "Do you want his number?" Thinking, like, you know, oh my God. And I heard nothing of it, and that was it. Lost the game. I think we lost. And towards the end of the season, obviously you'd read a lot of the newspapers, and there was, you know, you look at transfer rumours, and I saw my name a couple of times linked with Liverpool. We got relegated, and then in pre-season back, I was just having it off of my agent. I said, "Don't call me. Make this move happen.
Right.
I know they're interested. They're sending scouts. I know this by word of mouth. This is facts. So do a deal."
Yeah.
And he'll call me, and I'd say, "Has anything happened?" It will go, "No, no." Boop, boop, boop. Man,
I don't want to hear nothing
yeah. They were, and then like a couple of weeks pre-season, I was in Spain. And what's happening? I don't want to play in the Championship. I don't want to play in the Championship. Have they done a deal? Was there any negotiations? Well, there's not been no negotiation. Boop, boop, boop. I didn't talk to him about 2 months. I didn't talk to him, and then I think it was about a week or maybe 2 weeks before this. I'm not actually sure, but it was before the season's about to start. Championship. I was doing some training, and one of the staffs come running over and says, "Jay, you need to speak to your agent." And automatically I thought, "Oh no, what have I done?"
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking, what's come out of the woodwork? What have I done? Like, what trouble am I in?
Yeah.
For me to get sent off and speak to him is big. Or you know, family member, what's going on?
Yeah.
So nervously was like thinking, "Oh my God, what did I do yesterday? What did I do last week?" Like just thinking, tracing my tracks.
Retracing yourself. Yeah.
So then I called my agent, and he went, "Listen to me." Like, cause I've not spoken to him for months. Yeah, because he went, "Listen to me. Either get a shower, don't get a shower. Get to Liverpool right now." And I was like, "Why? Birmingham and Liverpool have agreed a deal. 7.6 more, 7 million, or something million. 7 million, they've agreed a deal." I just dropped the phone, dropped in my seat. I was like,
"Oh wow,
no.
What's that feeling like?
Way.
What's that feeling like?"
Listen, it's the best feeling that you probably feel in your career. That initial, scoring a goal, but knowing that I'm potentially going to move to my team that I've supported as a kid, that I've watched John Barnes, Rush, Fowler, Owing scoring goals, watching the VCR, video cassettes of the Anfield, the Cup, You Never Walk Alone, sitting in my bedroom, just watching these videos for hours on end, seeing all these, legends touch Anfield, You Never Walk Alone, the sign, seeing that. And I'm thinking, I'm going to be a part of that. I'm going to live it. I can't explain it. I can't.
The worst thing, you know what's dope? Because I can see you reliving that energy, that moment, which it will stay with you for
forever. Grandkids and time. It's
dope, because I'm slightly hating on you. I ain't even going to lie to you. Like, it's not even slightly, heavily hating on you. But all right, cool. Listen, and no disrespect to Birmingham. So tell me that first training session. And I want to ask, because everybody has this about Stevie G, right? So what you're going into, you mentioned Stevie G, Alonso, Robbie Fowler. What was day one of training? Now, no disrespect to Birmingham and that, you know what I'm saying?
It was different. As in, listen, Arsenal, we know about that team, that invincible team. But when you go into a team that you idolize,
right,
that you support, that is just, football for you, there's different. It's a different factor. When you look at, your Alonso, your Stevie Gerrard, I know you got Vieira and Antero, absolute world beaters, world class. But going to Liverpool, knowing I'm a part of that first team and I'm one of them now, it was daunting. Like, that first session was exciting. I was nervous, I was scared, but at the same time, over the moon. It had so many different layers of emotions in that first session. I couldn't believe it. And the first I wanted to impress, it was brilliant.
What was the training like, and what was Stevie G like? Because we get talked about just his presence, his energy. You shared a picture of him, but now you're sharing a changing room with him. Like, so that training session, after training with Birmingham, was there something that you was like, oh shit, like, these men train differently?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Birmingham, like I said, no disrespect to Birmingham.
Yeah.
I love Steve Bruce. I love Birmingham, and I'm ever so grateful.
So who was the manager at Liverpool?
Rafa Benitez.
Yeah. Right.
So you could train at Birmingham, and you know, sometimes I didn't have to, because I was one of the best players, so I would just, you know, mess about at times and not take it serious.
But I get you, yeah.
But then I would turn up for the games. But at Liverpool, when you play all these training games, I would pray that I'm on Stevie G's team. No, sorry, I would pray that I'm not on Stevie G's team.
Right.
I don't want to be on his team. Reason be, because on a Monday, sometimes you want to just take it easy. But if you're on Stevie G's team and you're not rattling, man, you're not running around, you're not pulling, and this is a training game, I'm like, Stevie, this was a Monday, bro. Let me live a little bit. No, you can't.
Yeah.
You've got to be on it. You've got to be on it. He's putting in top bins. He's zinging out passes. He's running back, sliding tackle, man, for not scoring a tap in a little five-a-side game. And if you're not doing that, if you're not pulling your weight, bro, you don't want that telling off.
Yeah.
But you're going like a little school kid. You're like this. Okay, sir. You don't want it. So I want to be on another team.
Yeah.
I want to get a beat. I don't mind. You can beat us 6-0 in a little 5-0. At least I can just, you know, stroll about a little bit. You know what I mean? And let the other teams, some of the guys get a whooping.
Yeah.
But you don't want to be on his team.
He was that. So his level, his standard was just
it. Yeah, constantly. And that's just on the training pitch. And in the game, it's 10 times worse, but good. And in the changing room, he was the manager, not Rafa Benitez.
Yeah.
Rafa Benitez would give you instructions, right? He's coming here, you want you to come here a little bit more thingy. On set pieces, you do this, you do that. When you get the ball, try and all that. But Stevie G, he would give you a war cry. If he's coming in at half time and things ain't going well, it won't be the gaffer like giving you that, right? You know what I mean? Where you go, right, everyone comes out and they get a response. It's him.
Yeah.
It's Stevie G. He was so passionate and loved that club. It's like he was letting him and his family down. He would come in and he would, you know, right. This is how I say it, that this is my team. I don't want to be embarrassed, especially when we play Man United. I don't want to be embarrassed. And you felt it.
Yeah.
It felt like you was going to war.
Oh, that's sick, brother. I ain't gonna lie. That's tingles and reason why. So he was the culture setter.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So look, you know what? That first season he was flying, and that was the 2007 Champions League final.
Yeah.
Brother, that's a Champions League final. But I didn't even think I even started myself on FIFA playing that. But anyway, jeez, like, raw. But talk to me. That's AC Milan. Like,
AC Milan, yeah, they had a good team as well. Yeah. That's some big players.
What's your memories of that? What's your first memories of that?
It's again, that's probably me joining Liverpool was the best thing in my career. But then personal achievement, playing in the Champions League final, and probably being the best, getting man of the match for Liverpool, the best player for Liverpool in that final as well, was something that I always say. I always hold to, man. Yeah, flowers on
flowers.
Yeah.
You was a problem on that day, though. But anyway, go on.
Yeah. And it was just the whole build-up, like the 2 weeks prior to it, everything was just amazing. It was like, I can't wait. And then each day that ticked by, you got more nervous. And then the butterflies started kicking in. Day before, you know, traveling to the game, seeing all the fans, and then walking out and just hearing the theme tune. This is the champion. Was just in the final. In Athens was it was magic, and that's something I could never forget, and always, you know, cherish.
We got a picture up. Yeah, that's Maldini. How good is he?
He was just so clean. He was just so clean on the ball, clever, read the game amazing. I think he didn't have didn't have an amazing pace, but he was his IQ of the game, he didn't need it. On the ball, everything was good. And that team, they had some ballers. They had Maldini, they had Kaka, Pirlo, Seedorf, Gattuso, Inzaghi. They're no jokes.
Yeah,
they're no
joke.
They're
proper,
players.
man.
They're
to be Liverpool, they had to be proper.
Yeah, you know, we were the better team. The first time we played AC Milan with the lost 3-3. I mean, drew 3-3 and Liverpool went on to win it, and AC Milan should have spanked them.
They should have, yeah.
This time we kind of spanked AC Milan, but the result just didn't go our way. But it was a bittersweet moment. It was like, I look back after that final when you was with your family and after the game in the hotel, and the next day, I just looked back, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
When the last game of the season's done, I went, wow. 1 year ago, I was sitting in a prison cell thinking that my life and career is over. And now, I've just finished a Champions League final.
Sick. So second season, Torres signed.
Yeah.
Talk to me about Torres, B. Talk to me about Torres.
Mate, he was something else.
Yeah.
He just came out. He just burst onto the scene.
Nino and them, man.
We know he was a bad man, but you didn't know how someone's going to take to the Premier League. You've seen a lot of legends come to it and just go and hack it. But something about him and Liverpool just worked. It
clicked.
Just clicked.
Yeah.
The relationship that he had with Stevie G, the little partnership that they developed was next level. His raw pace, his ability to score, his finishing. El Nino, he was a daddy, man. And he was a nice guy as well. He was a cool, quiet.
Yeah, he seemed quiet now.
Quiet, still learning the language, and obviously his English wasn't amazing, but he got better and better and better. But on the pitch, he was a beast.
Yeah.
He wasn't quiet on the pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Man.
That when he joined, and he was a legend.
Just before we talk about, your time at Liverpool coming to an end. So up until that, and I'll just say the three managers that stood out from now was Wenger, Bruce, and Benitez. Who stood out for you? Listen, of course, it goes beyond football with Steve Bruce and that. But if you was to pick one manager, which you're just like, yeah, you know what, I took a lot, or your style was, who would it be at them three?
I would say it's difficult. I say Arsene was the probably better coach. As in, when I was learning my trade, he was the one, kind of developed. He developed the Premier League style in a way.
Yeah,
he changed the Premier League, the way he's played. So his knowledge of the game and, where to pass the ball and, always pass the ball in front of someone. Just these little silly things that people may think, what are you on about? Is big. He always trying to gain, half a second, which makes a big difference in professional football. But I think with Steve Bruce, it's his way to manage players to get the best out of someone. Another manager may struggle, or probably did struggle with me.
Right.
Would clash, we didn't see eye to eye, didn't know how to manage me or get the best out of me. But with Steve, every single time I played, I would just play out of my skin.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to let him down. Right. I didn't want to let him down more. I think him. For me, if he was a Liverpool or an Arsenal, I would have been a dream. It would have been a dream.
So, did you see it coming that you not getting offered another contract with Liverpool, and then how was that feeling? So, of course,
because I had a stress fracture in my tibia, and I was out for 3 months, and after that, they rushed me back in a game against Wigan. I didn't play too good because I was literally he said, are you fit to play? And I said, yeah, just I wanted to, thinking I was, but I wasn't. And then after that, I kind of struggled to get back in the team. And once again, my attitude and professionalism back then wasn't what probably a Premier League player should be at.
Still at Liverpool?
Yeah. So if I was playing, 100%. As soon as I don't play, that's when my head starts tilting. That's when I just go off the rails and I just can't not just train.
Let me ask you a question, just on a player to player, going through the process and that. So the people around you outside of football, so like you said, you're like, look, if I'm playing, I've got something to focus on and I do everything. If I'm not, then did you have nobody to bounce off?
No,
you had nobody
not really.
To bounce off.
I had good friends and whatnot, but they was doing their own thing and stuff and home lives and whatnot, and I kind of surrounded myself with people who I could call up and say, "Oh, we doing the weekend?" And let's go out, and they'll go out. They'd be more associates, but not like my besties and what like X, Y, Z. So I didn't really have anyone around. Family wasn't really there for me at times.
Okay.
So I was kind of left to my own devices as well, which again, when I'm not playing, is just a recipe for disaster.
Right.
So we just kind of clashed towards the end, and I knew, there wasn't a new deal getting offered because my agent would have said, like, there's no deal on the table at the moment.
What was that feeling?
I was gutted. I'm not gonna lie. I was devastated because I loved Liverpool. Fans are amazing, and City's amazing, and the team is my team. So I was gutted. But then you have to put that aside, don't you? And think, well, what about your career? You still got to play.
Right.
You still want to play, and you still got. You're still young enough to make a career in the game. So I was hurting and upset and whatnot. But then I thought, right, well, everything comes to an end. I'm not gonna. So let's just move on to the next chapter.
So after Liverpool, it was Real Zaragoza. Was that the only team that you was kind of playing with that actually came in at that time?
There was other teams, but at that time they was giving the best offer as well. It's like on the free, no one could match that. I was like, well, do you know what? The league is a good league. Let's try and...
Was playing abroad ever in your mind?
I was happy to go anywhere.
Right.
I was happy to, journeyman, so I didn't really mind. My life has been kind of like that. So going to Spain, it's not a bad place. It's nice. I thought the football, the football's probably easier. So it would probably benefit me, suit my style more. So that opportunity came up, and I took it, and I did enjoy it. What
was the biggest difference? So what was the biggest difference between like the Liga and the Premier League, and what players in the Liga?
Space, time.
Oh, is it?
All of that.
Yeah.
It's not as in
slower.
Little, split, but a second in football is like half a minute.
Right.
It's huge. So it's not as intense as the Premier League. You don't get someone up your back door every 2 seconds trying to kick you in row Z. The lower teams all play football. There's none of that, Tony Pulis, Michael Pulis football.
Stuff,
sometimes corners, throw-ins, launch long, all of that. There's not. It's none of that. It's all on the ground kind of stuff. And it's just not as physical.
Right.
It's definitely not as physical. So all those things there, I was like, a little bit of me. I can hold my own here. Yeah. So I thought, why not?
Who stood out? So them in the league, when you played in the league, who was like, oh shit, like ballers.
Do you know, for our team, there was in my team was under Herrera.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He was 18 at the time.
That's the one that went to United, right?
This is the one that went to United.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, this guy's a little baller. And he came off the bench, made a couple of appearances, and then he started to become a household name.
Yeah.
And then he started to make a solid like first team player. And funny enough, I can remember him saying to me, "Oh, what's the Premier League like?
Right.
What's the Premier League? I love to go there." And I go, you'd like it. It's good. It's good. And 2 years later, or however many years later it was, he ends up joining United. And I was like,
you could see it.
I can see, It was baller. It was a baller.
Yeah. It was so that Liga. That was the Barcelona, Real Madrid, and them, man.
Barcelona, Real Madrid. We got clapped by them each time. Messi just beat us up.
So you was on the pitch with Messi and them.
I think we lost 4-2. So I can remember I don't know if we went 1-0 up. Buzzing. Everyone got giddy. Everyone was like,
been there.
Got giddy. Like, woo. Yeah, Messi just comes out and says none of that on my watch.
Yeah.
And I think, don't quote me, but I think he definitely scored 2, and I think he scored a hat-trick. And we lost 4-2.
So,
and then Thierry, because Thierry was playing for them at the time. So then I went to after the game, I went to go and speak to Thierry and just chatting away. And he's standing in the changing room doorway, and he just goes, "Look at him." And I look at him, and I go, "Who?" Let's look at him. And I look at Messi. He's sitting down, but he looks like a little infant. He looked like a little infant, right? He looked like it. I swear, I should be in kindergarten or something.
Swear down.
Yeah, I just looked and I was like, no, that guy. Anyway, do Jermaine.
Yeah.
That's coming from a legend like Thierry
I
Henry.
know.
So for
There's
man
just
to be saying, just
levels.
look at him, and then go, yeah.
You know what bosses
This
me
was
up about that?
2011, 2010.
You know what bosses me up about that is because you just shared the pitch with him. So, brother, is he a giant on the pitch because he's that good?
Yeah.
And then off it, you're just like, this kid just...
Yeah.
he just buoyed me.
It's literally that. Like, this little puppy, man. I this puppy doing this to my team. You know, I'm coming off feeling violated.
Aye, so messy,
Yeah.
right?
And then, like I said, we played Barcelona. We got thumped 6-1 to them. Kind of manager brought me off probably maybe shy of an hour. And I can't remember, he tapped me on my back and just went, there's nothing you could have done. But we didn't see the ball. I put up like 5 touches. We didn't see the ball.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you've experienced. All right, so
Yeah.
after the league, you came back, it was Stoke, right?
Yeah,
So
a bit of a wake-up call. Yeah.
So going on the pitch and everybody playing football, that was Tony Pulis' Stoke.
Tony Pulis, boy.
Yeah, he don't play games with his
No,
hat.
he did not play games.
So talk to me. So then, how was that? The baptism of fire coming down. How was it? I mean,
It was like I said, it was a wake-up call again. I've had chilled a year in Spain. But I was happy and excited to come back to England in the Premier League. It is the best league in the world.
yeah.
You know, you can't beat the atmosphere. You can't beat the interaction with the fans and all of it. So I was excited to come back and just start applying my trade again in the Premier League. And Tony Pulis, is a bit of a character, especially the style of football that he tried to play, which worked to keep him so prominent in the Premier League. Yeah.
So by this time now, is your love for football still?
He's still there,
He's still
29. So probably Stoke. So I was there for about 3 years. We had some good start. The first year again, it's weird because every time the first year is always successful at the club.
Right.
And then after that, we would clash or something goes wrong and I'm not playing, and then it goes, the cycle comes again. So yeah, the first year was good because we got the FA Cup against Man City in the final. We lost that, which ultimately put us into Europe for the first time in their history. Right. So was history makers for Stoke. Went away to Valencia, which was for the Stokies, loved it. But what was it? Well, I won't say it was a good team. It was a hard, difficult team. It was a horrible team.
Yeah.
Which teams hated to come to the Britannia.
So you've done the Liga, you've done the Premier League.
So I left Stoke. Well, I had a 2-year contract. So I left Stoke after 3 years. Tony Pulis got sacked. Mark Hughes came in, and the board loved me at Stoke. Tony Coots loved me at Stoke, so they agreed to re-sign me under Mark Hughes with an obligation after 6 months to if I were to do something wrong, they can just terminate the contract. Okay. Like a little something in there. And then for some reason, Mark took that option up. So from my 2-year contract, it got terminated in January. So I was out of a team. I didn't play until probably took a long time out. And I was like, I want to come back now. So
it was Stoke. After Stoke, you went to India?
Yeah, that was, I said, a little time out. And it wasn't a league. It was like a tournament. It was like the equivalent to the cricket, the IPL or something.
Yeah, don't ask me. Don't want to know cricket, but say no.
Yeah, anyway, it's like, so they do a tournament. So it's like a tournament thing. You play 14 games.
I heard about that.
Yeah,
people are getting paid, right?
Yeah, because it was the first one they done. So you had Lundberg, you had Perez out there. You had big names.
Man, I was hearing it.
David Trezeguet was like the iconic player for them.
But you played with Trezeguet, right?
Yeah. No, I didn't. Was he? No, he's in my team. Yeah, he was on my. Yeah,
yeah.
He was in my team.
Man's like, yeah, Trezeguet. Wait, hold on.
David Trezeguet.
I played with Trezeguet.
He was in my team. His knees are gone, bro.
Oh yeah.
Oh, bless him.
Oh, welcome to my life.
Yeah, he's a baller, but his knees were gone. Yeah, David Trezeguet, his knees are gone. It's Pune FC. Who is called? Yeah. So they just give you it's like a basic tournament. 14 teams, and it's a 3-month thing, and the way you win. So I was like, all right, cool. Let's just do it. And then I think after that, I then joined in the summer. I did with Wigan.
So, all right. So that's the point. So, listen, we touched on it. So, you're 30 plus, and now you're like, listen, I'm going to get paid. You went to Singapore, enjoyed that. Went to Bury in League One. Welcome to like the EFL. That's my world and that.
That's where it gone. That's where I was like,
what? That's real football, brother. We're talking about that's my life.
No, I'm saying no.
Man said League One. It was goddamn. So was that the moment where you was just like, yeah, nah.
It was a moment. It was just. It's not so much the actual league. It was when the manager, Lee Clark, ex like Newcastle.
Oh yeah.
He was a manager.
Yeah.
And he wasn't playing me, and that's when I was like,
yeah, I feel you.
This is mad.
Yeah, I'll get you on that one.
And I can remember I was like, bro, this is no disrespect. I'm not 38. Yeah. I've still got a bit to do.
Yeah.
I can still do bits in League One. And this guy wasn't playing me. So then we had a training session. I said, you know, I'm going to have to show this guy. So we had a training session. And do you know when you do set pieces, like free kicks, and do the wall and, you know, set piece, so the starting 11 is defending set pieces.
Right, yeah.
So then they're defending a set piece and I'm on free kick. I'm taking the free kick. And it's like, right, so he lines up his defense and puts the goalkeeper and the players to mark wherever. So the ball's lined up. I'm about to take the free kick. I go in my pocket. So I've had this in my pocket in the whole training session.
Okay. All right, go on. Tell me what it is though, yeah.
So I've had this in my pocket the whole training session. My jacket pocket. So I put it on my jacket, wet jacket. I get the Champions League medal and I put it around my neck.
Shut up.
No better. No better. I know we didn't win, but still, it's a Champions League medal. No one's ever seen one of these. League One. Alright? Regardless winners or...
I don't flex on my league, you know.
No,
don't flex on my league, cuz.
I'm just saying. So then I take it off, I put it on, and everyone's just like laughing, like, what's going on here? Put the ball down.
Oh, go on.
Bro, I whipped the free kick in the top corner.
Oh, no.
And then I jog off. Screaming, jog off. And everyone's just clapping.
We have to fair play
everyone's doing clapping.
We have to fair play.
And there's a session. And I said, as I'm jogging off, I look back and go, that's why I should be starting.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
No, fair play. As a player, I'm loving that. You must not play it again, though. You must have. Clark must have looked you.
No, he looked. Yeah, but I think it kind of hurt him.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. The players, we would have said, "Oh, fair play."
Yeah,
fair play.
The boys.
I said, all right, cool. So then you went to Billericay and non-league.
Yeah, I was.
But if League One was done for you, but now you got Billericay and non-league.
Yeah, no, because I was actually gonna go somewhere. I forgot where I was gonna go. Maybe another little stint abroad again. But Jamie or phoned me and says, "Oh, what are you doing?" And which, funny enough, I'm about to, maybe in a couple of weeks, I'm going to go X, Y, Z. And he goes, no, don't do it. I'm like, why? Bro, you can train 2 times a week and get this amount of much money.
Oh.
And I was like,
yeah, say nothing.
Let me do the math.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not mathing. Okay. I'm going to do that, bro. Train 2 times and play on a Saturday. I said, I'm there. And that was strictly it. Not because I enjoyed football or wanted to play football. I could care less.
Yeah.
But when he's giving me those kind of numbers,
I get it.
I was like, oh, I'm sorry.
Let me ask you something on a real thing. Like, so England, for your career, for the timing, for what, why do you think England didn't?
Well, I know. I know why England, because the stats are a bit crazy. I'm the only English player to play in a Champions League final but not make a full England cap.
Mad. What? So then what is this? Go on. So
it was nothing to do with my ability. And I can remember when I was injured, Steve McLaren, I was in the directors board at Anfield watching one of our games. And he came up to me and says, well done, you're doing well, keep going. And that was on the back of the Champions League final. So doing that, playing in that, and then the next season, I'm thinking, I'm surely going to get a little sniff. Yeah. Why not in the preliminary squad? Right. You know what I mean? Like the 25 and they cut to 22 or something. I thought I'm going to get a chance, and it never materialized. And the only reason is because my attitude and probably my professionalism wasn't at the standard as it should be if you want to play for your country.
Okay.
As some of the others. Like, some of the other players may have done as much madness as me, but it never got out. It never got aired. It was never in the press. It never came to the forefront. With me, everything I seemed to do was kind of out there, or I got caught, or whatnot. So with the professionalism stuff and the attitude, I got sent home from the England on 21s. All of those little, because I played for England every single level possible until 21, like to 21s.
Right.
The only next thing I could have done to be like complete the Grand Slam, let's say, is play for the senior team. So my attitude and professionalism throughout my career literally stopped me from playing for England.
So let me ask you, did that make you double down on you being who you was? Because listen, we know football's small industry. So 9 times out of 10, we all go to the same places. Well, not me, I can't afford it, but we all go to the same places. And so the man them that are doing the same, nothing crazy, just going out X. But it seemed like you was always the one the spotlight was on. Did that make you bitter to the game and make you just double down and say, let's fuck it, I'm just going to do me? Or what? Because it followed you. It was you. Your personality this is you. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and of course, you're articulate enough, you're self-aware enough to say, shit, I know the reason why, because my ability never got questioned. So did it make you double down and just saying, I'm just going to be me? Or what?
That's the thing is, I couldn't change not just being me. That's who I was. You know, because I've got ADHD, so I didn't know that. I didn't know that until I kind of retired, and I was like 38 when I, got told. So not knowing and doing all these patterns that I had was me, but also ADHD.
Right.
Like, if I'd have known certain things, I could have gone, all right, this is why I take so many risks. This is why I'm impulsive. This is why I need these endorphins, otherwise, go do lally. But I didn't. So I was always in this little revolving circle, kind of going around in circles, making the kind of same mistakes. So it's not bad. I didn't want to double down or that's just who I was.
That's just who
I was.
Right,
And,
right.
It's either, if people don't understand, like I said, Steve Bruce, he understood me.
Right.
I'm not saying he knew, about everything, but he understood me. You know how
yeah.
to. And I think nowadays, managers and coaches should, there's loads of players out there. Not every single player has had the same upbringing. Not every single player has had a nice family background, or the family's all together and everything's cushy and cozy. Not every single player is different and gone through hardships. So you treating him a certain way and you treat him, it might not work. You could treat James Miller a certain type of way and he'll whatever. But treating me like that might not work.
Right.
And I think coaches and managers need to kind of understand that. Like, you look at Rashford, for example. I know I'm going off topic.
No, don't.
He's in Barcelona on flames.
Right.
Because he's got probably a manager who's trusting him and treating him in a certain type of way. In England, he gets crucified. You got the manager putting him in the cold, and he's not happy. So, yeah, I think with me, I was me, and I was never going to be anything different. I just needed to be managed in a certain way.
And I don't even want this to go on like, say, you're looking for excuses for this. And it's
no.
Because the point I'm going to go on to this is, do you think there's a lack of emphasis on getting to know the mind of a player? Because listen, I didn't even get to the levels you got to, and I still think even in the EFL we're hired help. That's what I think. I think we're a product, and if we are not doing what we're doing, we get shipped on. Again, don't get it twisted. We get paid for it, so I understand with that. But if we got a hamstring problem, we can see it. We can see you got a hamstring problem. Yeah. That will get all the professionals, the top doctors to look at it. Do you think there's a lack of emphasis on knowing the person behind the player?
100%. 100%. And you'd see a lot of players and a lot of things thrive if we did. Like, I make no excuse. It's, it is what it is. And I can remember when I was at Liverpool, there's a period when I was at Liverpool, I had a conversation with my agent, and I have the phone, and I said to him, Sky, I've got everything I want. I said, I've got a mansion, I've got a swimming pool, I've got tennis courts there, play for Liverpool, my boy club. I've got everything I've dreamed of, but I'm not happy. and I didn't understand. I was probably depressed, but I didn't understand. I didn't know what depression was.
I hear you.
You know, if someone back then said, "What's depression?" I go, define depression to me. I wouldn't know.
Right.
So me being depressed and these signals and symptoms, I don't know what they are. I'm just, why am I not happy? What is it? Why am I not happy? I'm just sad. All right, let me go out and do something to make me happy.
Yeah.
Let's go out. That makes me happy. When that makes you happy. So you start finding these things to where, like you said, if you got something there or someone there or at the club or to go, right, I need to go and speak to someone, and I think, well, this is what the reason is. This is why you're feeling like that. I think not only in football, but just in general life.
In life,
it would mean a lot, and
100%.
and work, and you'd go in better directions.
I feel you. To be fair, I second that. I think it's massive, and even down to, you touched on it earlier with the likes of Patrick Vieira just being a big brother. I think you need to bounce off. I think even this story, I think how much people would be inspired and helped by the trials and tribulations and experiences that you've gone through. I think it's needed. I think that clubs should do bigger in their due diligence to have people that's gone through stuff to be able to deal through stuff, to go, so I'm massive with it. So getting back to just rounding this up now, because I've already salute you, and this ain't blind smoke if you are far from it, but he was a bad boy player, bad boy career, come up against some bad boy players. Who impressed you out of everybody you came up against? Was that you was just like, yeah, man, like top tier?
I've got to mention him because he was my good friend also growing up, and playing against him, with him, and against him as a guy. I hated it. It was like, it just spoiled my Saturday, knowing I was playing against Ashley Cole.
How good was he?
Even speaking about it now upsets me because it was just like, amount of times I could have gone and done good things, but he was there just blocking it. He was like, and I scored against Chelsea at Anfield, and he was marking me. Gerrard pings it in, Essien heads it out, I control it, and I just half volleyed top corner, barring in against Czech. And I can remember Ash afterwards just going, yeah, good goal.
I remember the goal, by the way.
Good goal. But he was just so difficult. He didn't give you an inch. He was solid for a little guy.
Yeah.
Like you think, oh, I'm going to bully him. Look how small he is. He's petite. I'm going to bully him. Nah. Strong, tackled like a madman, quick, loved getting forward. And as a winger, it was like a worst nightmare because back in the day, we had to track back. So if this guy's getting to the byline, you've got to get to the byline. And it was just horrible. And I can remember during the games, because your friend is talking to you, and you're like, like a mosquito. So I'm like, go away, man. I'm trying to concentrate. You're not going to get past me. You know that, right? And I've got you. You're in my pocket. Oh, Ash, just leave me alone. No. Where you going? Oh, just go away, Ash, please. It's horrible.
Yeah. All right, listen, to be fair, the viewers at the Beast Mode on podcast, they throw in this question is, if you could relive one game, what game would it be?
Champions League final, Athens, and I'll try and relive it, and I think would win it. Would do it different and win it. Yeah. I think the team selection, if you change it a little bit, I think would win it.
All right, cool. All right, listen, before we go, tell me about the Wildcard podcast. Y'all got to tell me about that, yeah?
Yes, me and Jermaine Jenas got our Wildcards pod. It's basically football and FPL, Fantasy Premier League.
Yeah.
We've got our own league. We've got over 104 or 5 members in it now. We discuss picks, players, topics, what we're going to do. And obviously we talk about the football as well. No, it's good. And we have a forfeit every week. And like I said, touched on earlier on, JJ's now lost 4 times in a row. So his last one, he had to, obviously being a big Tottenham fan, I made him sing North London is Forever.
Oh, jeez, that would have hurt.
Yeah, with a red and white scarf on.
Ooh.
Yeah, I seen that live. So, so if you want to listen to a bit of football and a little FPL, Wildcards podcast.
I say that, and so we'll put the link where you can find it and all that good stuff. But hey, listen, Jay, I actually knew this would be intriguing. And I say this, I'm lucky enough to sit down with people that I just think are top tier and inspirational. So blessings for your time. Good looking.
Pleasure's all mine, bro.
Love,
Pleasure's
brother.
all mine.
Blessings.